And,
It is my most profound pleasure to introduce to you tonight, or today, excuse me, the Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Dan Dallin.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Phil. Thank you to all of our servicemen and servicewomen, reservists, veterans, and active duty. And thank you to all of our civilians, or as we'd like to refer to you today, the designated driver. That's a cash bar back there, ladies and gentlemen, and the bar is open. Welcome to USOswego, a tribute to our Oswego County veterans. Brought to you by King Arthur Suites, Theater du Jour, Just Push Play Entertainment, Jump and Jive with Jenny, On the Porch Radio. I'm Dan Dallin, and as Jennifer explained, I'm your MC for this production. If you need to contact me after the show for a public appearance or your own personal financial planning, you can find my contact information on the back cover of your placemat program. Now, let's take a walk down memory lane, USO style. This variety show will be broken up by decades, beginning with the 1940s, going all the way through to the 1970s. We'll see musical acts, a commercial, and a comedy routine from each respective era. And we'll even see and learn a dance routine made popular in each decade. The 1940s is brought to you by King Arthur Suites. In this decade, Mount Rushmore was completed, Chuck Yeager breaks the sound barrier, and Joe DiMaggio completes his 56-game hit streak. We're introduced to Bugs Bunny, Captain America, and Blue Eyes himself, Frank Sinatra. Inventions from this decade include the first computer, the ballpoint pen, the Slinky, the Polaroid camera, Cheerios, M&Ms, T-shirts, and most importantly, the bikini. Now, from the top of the charts of the 1940s, the Andrews Sisters' top single, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy. Hey, welcome to the 1950s. This decade is sponsored by Theater du Jour and their upcoming production, The 8 Reindeer Monologues. In the 1950s, America falls in love with the greasers and the American muscle car as we cram a 2-barrel carburetor overhead valve V8 onto the chassis of an Oldsmobile Rocket 88. We ride these muscle cars to the drive-in and the first McDonald's. We start playing with Legos, go to Disneyland for the first time, and we read the very first issue of Playboy magazine. But hey, I only read it for the articles, right? We're introduced to James Dean, Chuck Berry, Buddy Holly, Elvis, Rosa Parks, the Cat in the Hat, Kermit the Frog, the peace symbol. But we'll see a lot more of that in the 60s. Now, without further ado, from 1952, a popular song made popular by Mel Carter, Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me. Dudettes. The 1970s are sponsored by Jump and Jive with Jenny, because if you ain't jiving, you ain't jumping. In this decade, disco is born. Now, the Beatles break up, Elvis dies, and there's a huge oil crisis. But we're introduced to the 4077th MASH and learn all about Hawkeye Pierce, Trapper John, Major Burns, Hot Lips Houlihan, Klinger, and Radar. We put the first U.S. space station up into orbit and call it Skylab. Groovy. We build the first monster truck and name it Bigfoot.
far out, man. And we see the first episode of the variety show Saturday Night Live on October 11th, 1975. And in 1976, we see the Muppet Show. In this decade, the VCR is invented. Sony introduces us to the Walkman. And Bill Gates starts Microsoft. Please join me now as we enjoy listening to Simon and Garfunkel's Scarborough Fair.